Welcoming you to the Leela podcast, a place where you can discover all things Osho Leela. You'll get to meet the community, learn about community life, and listen in as we share about our upcoming events and workshops from the perspective of the facilitators and the attendees, supporting you to find your way to Leela.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Leela podcast. Today we have the vibrant and beautifully radiating Sukha Sama. Hello.
Hello, lovely. So good to be here.
Yes, it is. I'm blessed with the vibrations that you're sharing with me right now. I can just bask in those for a little while.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's already been yummy and more to come.
Yes, more to come. So we're currently in the middle of a really beautiful, expansive festival. So we've got those wonderful vibes that are moving because we're in the middle point, I think. So I would love to know more about you because I have had these tiny little tasters and I really want to know, what do I want to know? Is there, how can you describe the way that you kind of appear in the world currently?
What a question. Well, it's confusing. I mean, people know me as Sukha Sama or they know me as Joya, and on Facebook I'm Victoria, so I know it's a piece for some people, but I'm all those people and I love them all. And I'm a mum, and I'm a musician, and a creatrix, and what they call a polymath. Like I can't contain myself to one medium. Like I just go all over the shop. Yeah, you know.
Love that.
She's like that too, I'm sure. Like exactly, you can't contain her. And that's what happens when life is juicy, and you just keep saying yes. And I was born again when I was 15. I was a Buddhist while in my 19. I've been exploring the yellow brick road for a long time and all its delights. And I'm really, my love affair with exploring the subconscious and finding out more about what does and doesn't make me work so brilliantly is a lifelong love. And, I think that's some of my offerings at the Mystic Heart reflect that, really.
Okay, so I'm absolutely smacked in the face with that because that was super profound. Wow, that is, thank you so much. That was beautifully put. I guess what excites me is, you had a big change when you were 15, did you say?
Yeah, I had my first spiritual experience, and it was with Jesus at the time, but then I had the same one with Buddha, with coming through a golden Buddha in my heart, and then I had similar things with shamanic work and tantra work, and I found that all of these were doors home, and I just wanted to explore more doors. And that's I think what we're going to be doing next weekend. We're going to be opening some doors. It's just a delight. It's like, and some of the doors haven't been easy, or they slammed in my face and said, "Go work harder." It wasn't like it was always easy, but I think for me, taking sannyas a few years back was just about marrying, committing. It's just I was already committed, but it was like another level of marriage to myself, and just saying yes. More on another level, another commitment to this adventure.
Wow, that's I've always been quite interested in how people go to taking sannyas. So it's you're taking a new name, so there's a commitment to more parts of yourself. And is it, just so I have this right, the a name kind of appears, doesn't it?
Well, sort of. I mean, this was actually because actually 3 girlfriends held space for the name to come, and we were struggling a little bit. And I was in the coffee shop singing one of my songs in Rapture, And one of the girlfriends said, whatever, it's got to mean that song. And the flame that you become in that song, you've got to capture that because that's you. So she sort of found it for me. And it's not an easy name to live up to. Like, you know, it's Sama is a Sufi practice to sing and dance your way home to God. And Sukha means rapture or good space. And together they mean immense pleasure on the path to God, which sounds delicious. And we give it a good stick. We really try. And it also challenging names, like when I'm in, you know, where I'm in a sort of not living a completely fully committed life, it challenges me to, you know, lift my game.
Whew. Just suck up the dribble. Oh, okay, that's it then. That's us done. Wow. Yeah, I think I would like to let that sink in. Would you take like a little moment with me, a little breath?
Yeah.
Wow. So, I have had the pleasure of experiencing your singing. I think it was the first moment in the opening ceremony actually of this festival. And yeah, there was these tones that I was like, where's that coming from? And they were really very potent, I'd say. And I think I spoke to you after and I was like, how do you make the sounds come out? And yeah, I was like really intrigued as to like how you've unlocked that, and you are really, yeah, like you're really open with your singing, and you own it, don't you? So I guess can you tell me a bit more about that? How you've got to this point of like really like making it yours.
I think, you know, that's a big question, isn't it? How I got there. I don't know how I got there exactly, but I've been, you know, I was a dancer first, and so music came through my body first. So I think that always gave me good timing. And even when I first started singing my tune, I wasn't as tuneful as I am now. My timing was good because my dancer gave me that. Okay. Yeah. So that gave me a solid ground, like a sureness where to place the one, because my dancer knew it.
That's yes.
So that was a good start. I always like looking for the spaces. You know, someone's singing the line, I'll go, oh, there's a space there, and give it a second push, and I'm always looking for something groovy or like a counterpoint or something to create, like almost like a bit like the Sufi practice of some sort of cyclical, like how far can we, here's a lovely idea for a song, but what if I start pushing the time around it? And then we go, ooh, and then my dancer gets a gig, right?
Wow.
In the song. So, yeah, you know, and harmonies are another way of like finding another space and spreading the sound, you know, because when we were talking about the sound, you hold a note, I hold a note, but then there's a shared space between us, and that's just like sex and a note, let's face it. PG version, obviously.
Yes.
But, you know, spreading the note, sharing it between us. And I think that's what I love about musicians when they jam, or any of those shared experiences, that we're stepping into the unknown together, into the flame together. And that's just like, wow, we're alive in that moment, because there's nothing else but to trust that moment.
Yeah, it's like an entwining of both spirits in a way, I guess. You know, like I get to be me with my sound, you get to be you with your sound, and then we create.
Yeah, and there's the we sound.
Yeah, there's the as another body or entity.
Yeah.
Wow, gosh, the magic that can come from that in every single moment, and like even mini moments, like.
Sure.
Great. Okay, so next week you're going to be offering something.
Yeah, but a few things.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm bringing a few delicious, like a chocolate box full of doors.
Great, yeah.
So these are some lifelong loves. Last Mystic Heart, I did an embodied astrology session, because sometimes astrology, you have to think about it. It's a bit like something like learning. It can be a bit of a head thing, and I wanted people to like feel it in their bodies. Oh, that's what Mars feels like. That's what Venus feels like. Like to sort of, and also get a sense of their cosmic neighborhood. Like.
Yes, I can you're getting me right way. Yes, cosmic neighborhood. Yes,
like we sometimes feel, oh yeah, there's a moon, full moon, new moon ceremony last night. That sort of thing, and we forget we're a part of this bigger neighborhood. And these are. I remember the first time I got into astrology, it was so innocent. I walked into this astrology shop in Byron Bay and said, "Something's going on. What's the weather in the stars?" So funny. And that's where it all kicked off. So there's that workshop, and we do a few different processes with that. And I'm a family constellator by training, and
I was just thinking that.
So you're using that sort of process of somatic felt sense of like I've got things that represent the planets, and you step on them and go, oh, that's what this feels like. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. I'm going to stay all day. That sort of thing.
Wow.
And then we did this thing, I won't give it all away, but it was, powerful. And by the end, people's sort of embodied understanding of astrology was really, it sunk in another level, which was lush.
That is...
Yeah.
Wow. My brain. It's not my brain, it's my third eye. It's like... So that's interesting because I have a little experience of family constellations, and it was my internal universe opened out, and I guess my parts, or like my younger self, was, like say Earth, and also I can see. Yeah. So you're using the planets, and you get to, feel their qualities.
Yeah. So you're using it more like. So you're not using it in family constellation way to resolve a pattern. You're using it as to gather information. So it's just using the somatic body to gather information. Because it's quicker that way, It's just really efficient.
Yes, yes, that's it. You want the I agree. Yeah, the most efficient, smooth way to get what you need. Yeah. Okay. So what else are you offering?
Well, new baby's coming to town. It's sort of come out, and this is very sweet. My daughter, who came at Christmas, she's 18 now, and she's like a little apprentice. She's like my little. When she's with her away. Hello, baby. And so it's from teaching her tarot, and then someone else asked, and so. Obviously, a tarot deck is like a normal deck of cards, except for these other big cards, the major arcana, which is like the spine of the deck. And they, I don't know if you ever heard of a thing called the hero's journey, when someone goes on a quest and then they find a challenge, and they have to overcome the challenge, and they're isolated, and they go through all these processes. That's sort of the journey, or it's a type of journey through the major arcana. Like the fool, steps off the cliff into the unknown and starts its adventure on the road, and then, the magician, the priestess, and it goes on through. So it's actually walking through the spine of the deck. So I'm going to do a bit of a before and after with that one. I've got them sort of laid out, like, so that people start the session going, okay, walk up and see which ones you resonate with. And then we'll do that again at the end and see what you know. So I'll then go into sort of sharing my understanding of them, of the different cards, and then I'll take people on like a storytelling vision quest journey, lying down, so they get it. Oh wow, now I'm in the Hangman. I have to surrender. The Tower card, which is like the everything must go sail. So the newness arrives, and so that's more of a guided meditation. So there's few elements to this workshop, and then at the end I ask them to go back and walk through again and see what they now know. Whoa. So it's a really bookend piece.
Wow. So just so I get it for sure, so in the meditation you take them from the fall through
to the world.
Oh gosh, through to the world.
Yeah.
Gosh,
because we can.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Yeah.
It's going to be fabulous.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a door. I mean, look, tarot is not for everyone. Astrology is not for everyone, and it might be one of those things that you think, oh yeah, I've heard of astrology, or I know my star sign, or I don't know any more than that. But you know, or I've had a tarot reading once, or I did not really understand it. So it's just to give people a sense of like, yeah, again, of like learning a little bit more of the narrative and the, you know, these are such big dreamings that have gone into these decks for hundreds of years, and a mythology that these stories play out in our life every day. You know, how many times do you have to let go of an idea of something, or when we come into conflict, how do we face that conflict, or do we let ourselves you know, rise up in the sun and shine and be glorious, or do we, you know, take the moon and be reflective? You know, it's in some ways it's quite simple, in other ways it's really rich.
Yes. So you can get answers, isn't it? You can get answers that guide you. It's a beautiful, can be like a playful way, because it's very visual, and it can just be a nice little pat in a different direction from just seeing a card, isn't it?
Yeah. And so I mean, this is it's not like doing a reading. It's not like that sort of session. It's more like learn the spine of the deck, or the heart of the deck. Learn, you know, through this experience. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is. Yes, feel it already. And there's another offering?
There's a couple of other little offerings, 2 more. I mean, I think there's going to be some singing, and some ceremonial singing in the opening and closing ceremony, and maybe some improvised stuff one evening, because I love to improvise and to get other people improvising vocally. And then on, I think it's Friday night, I'm in the tipi with the teenagers doing tarot. Look out. I know, I'm going to have all these little mini, I do it like all these other little apprentices, you know, going, you know, I that just excites me.
And have you done that before?
Not with teenagers, no.
So interesting.
That'll be fun to sort of see where they go with it, you know, because they will know, you know, they know what a pack of cards is, you know. So the major arcana, basically, if you take that out, it's a pack of cards.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's Ace, King, Queen, you know. There's one more court card, that's all there is, right? And it was weird when I did this get ready for the workshop. I had to take all the major arcana out of 5 decks to get my prep ready to do the pictures for the workshop. And it was really weird taking the spine out of all the decks. I was going, oh, this feels very poor, you know. But then to feel like, yeah, that got me ready for my workshop a little bit, like to really isolate it a bit more. So.
Oh wow! Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, because children and teenagers are welcome at the Mystic Heart Festival, and I guess I can feel back to myself. Like I think I've mentioned before, I did a spell once on the kitchen floor.
You did a spell.
I fancied this boy, and I had a glow in the dark key ring, and it was so funny. And
I love it.
Yeah, I'd say.
But it was really intentional. You really, you know, you made a spell.
Yeah, and what happened was, it came through me in a very pure way of knowing how to set it up. So I hadn't really seen films or anything. It was just like there was a circle of petals, I think, and so it was very like me, with something. You know, there was a container.
You created a ceremony. You created with the petals. I love the petals.
Yeah. So, gosh, it would be amazing to see the teenagers and children
and
just seeing them interact.
They know it. And I think, you know, they had it when they were really little, and then it was all cooled out of them. So to invite them back in this way into the magical creatures, I'm excited. I'm excited about sort of helping midwife that back to the garden, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what it is that like makes it not cool. Funny, isn't it? I suppose it's maybe another time for something else, and then I'll come back to it. Yeah, when the time's right. Yeah, with the right.
Did you get that boy with the spell?
We did have a smooch.
I think it was the flowers. I think the flowers helped.
It was It's so funny though. It's just like glow in the dark alien keyring. I love glow in the dark.
I love that you knew to bring the light in. You innately knew to bring the light in. Like, light a candle or an alien glow in the dark. I love that so much.
It's so funny. I can remember it like it's yesterday, so it's lovely.
I love that.
So, is this all the offerings now?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
That'll do.
So, have you been to offered things at many of the Mystic Hearts, or?
Yeah, we were in December. I was here with my daughter. I helped Bava co-run it at the time, and Bayari was there too.
Yeah.
And we were, the opening and closing ceremonies was really beautiful. And last time I did some sort of gifts of the ancestors because it was around Christmas. So I did I used the Constellation based process of letting all the gifts from the ancestors pour forth to you.
Oh my God.
Sometimes we go, oh, ancestors, trauma.
Is that, oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So we expect.
We expect,
okay.
but what about all the strength? What about those blue eyes you got?
Wow.
You know what I mean? See what I mean? They gave us, and we are just a living proof of their love continued.
I mean, the other day, I was, I think I was a bit annoyed with Spirit. And I was like, what are you doing up there watching me suffer? And I was like, help me! And then I got this message of you have to ask us to help you, because they can't. Well, this was what came through was we can't reach down and help you if you're kind of you don't give us permission.
Yeah.
So that was. And then, oh my gosh, they were like, right then, you want to see the help? It was literally everywhere I went. There was just, I could feel this quality of the guidance that I was getting was really precise and really, people's presence, they had all the time to just pass on the wisdom.
Yeah.
And it was...
They just want to love us.
Yeah, God. I like spiritual experiences a lot and mystical magic. I don't want to throw it at you, but I'm going to. If I was to ask you now, what has been quite a massive, profound magic moment for you?
Oh, my daughter asked me this a little while ago, and we stayed up for some time talking about them, sort of sequentially. Which was really weird, and it helped me go, oh, wow, there was a pattern revealed. As I said, first experiences, Jesus born again, came through his crown chakra into my heart, flooded it out, and then I had a golden Buddha one that came through my heart and radiated that way, and then I had Aboriginal stuff where the lights came out of the ground, and the Aboriginal guys, and I was freaking out. And he goes, oh, it's just the land welcoming you, that's ordinary, shit like that. And so I feel I think at the start of your spiritual awakening, there's a lot of party tricks, psychic stuff. I'm clairaudient, which means I hear. But at the start, there was lots, and I think that was just to convince me, right?
Yes.
Convince me. Are you listening? Are we good now?
Yeah.
Do you believe?
Yeah. Do you believe?
Do I have to put the whole show on every time?
Yes.
Or do I just put a white feather in the road? Yeah, look up. How hard do we have to work?
Yeah.
Or are you listening? And I think it's one of those relationships that when you start to give, it's like any relationship, you tend it, and it responds. So, yeah.
So, I feel full with this beautiful connection that we've just had, and long may it live. And yeah, if you have found this podcast today touching or even pleasurable or enjoyable, feel free to comment, and it would be super if you do feel drawn to buying tickets, so you can find the link below on the Osho Leela website. And if anyone did want to get in touch with you, do you have Instagram or?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
okay. So it would be your name.
It's Victoria Whelan. Yeah, that's the real name. Too many names.
They're all real.
I know.
They're all real.
It's just embarrassing, really. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll both see you at the Mystic Heart Festival next week.
Welcoming you to the Leela podcast.